Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my garden channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. Welcome back to Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. It is almost spring, guys. Spring season is starting next week. So after all of that snow and rain that we got this past week, today, me and my daughter Julie over here, my little garden helper, we are going to do a very, very important task, guys. Yes, so today we are going to talk all about potting up our dahlia tubers, and we're going to actually pot up 29 different Dahlia variety tubers. So come with me, let's get started. So guys, if you like this video, don't be shy, click thumbs up. Leave your comments below. I love reading all your comments. As you could see, I respond to each and every one of you. And thank you for all my loyal viewers and my loyal subscribers. But it's never too late to subscribe to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. If you haven't yet subscribed, no need to be shy, guys. You could still do so today. All you have to do is go below this video and click the subscribe button, the little bell symbol, so you will never, ever, ever miss any of my new upcoming gardening videos. Thank you for watching me. I hope everyone is healthy, happy, and safe. So guys, I already have one video uploaded on my channel talking all about dahlia flowers, what they are, how do you grow them, how do you take care of them, etc. If you're interested in watching that video, or if you haven't seen it yet, it is still on my channel and you could still view it today. But in this video, we're going to talk about potting up dahlia flowers. So whether you want to start them, pre-sprout them per se in a pot, and then transfer them to your cut flower garden, or maybe you're trying to grow a smaller, shorter dahlia variety and you want to grow it in a pot. Yes, guys, today we are going to talk about 8 secrets of growing and or starting dahlia tubers in pots. So the flamboyant dahlia, which is actually native to Mexico and Central Americas, has quickly become global favorite flower, you guys. Whether displayed as a cut flower or grown directly in your home garden, dahlia is always bound to be the star and to steal the show. Many dahlia varieties, as you could see here, these are some of my varieties. They offer choices in shape, size, and color, and are bound to suit any, absolutely any type of a gardener. They can be grown in containers, making them accessible to almost anyone. Growing dahlias in containers is not difficult at all, guys, even for beginner gardeners. But there are specific considerations that you need to take in order to ensure you get the results that you want. So now let's talk about the 8 secrets of growing and or starting your dahlia tubers in pots. So the 8 tips which I'm about to give you will guide you through your dahlia growing journey and will help ensure that you have beautiful large blooms all season long. So secret number 1, or tip number 1, guys, is choosing the right dahlia variety. So dahlia is a not one size fits all plant. Some flowers actually look like tiny little pom-poms. Others are so large, guys, that they're amply named dinner plate dahlia because of the size of their blooms. So large dahlia varieties grow to be an average of about 4 feet high. Medium varieties grow to be about half of that, so roughly about 2 feet. And then your smaller dahlia varieties grow to be about half a foot in height. Small dahlias are actually very compact plants, and they only grow to be maximum of a height of 20 inches long. So while large dahlias can be grown in a container, especially they could be started in a container, if you have a large enough container, then probably by all means. But they're typically not suited to be grown in containers because of their size and their structures. So if your intent is to not just start, pre-sprout your dahlia tubers, but to actually grow your dahlias in a pot, consider choosing the smaller dahlia variety. Secret number 2, you guys, choosing the right pot. So now that you chose your dahlia variety that you want to plant and or grow, now it's time to choose a suitable pot to grow your dahlia tubers in. So dahlias sprout from buds, which actually form on the dahlia tubers. So your dahlia tuber has to fit comfortably in the pot that you chose to either start or grow your dahlia in. Choosing a pot with a wide diameter is absolutely crucial. Make sure that the pot is at least 8 to 12 inches wide. Also, having plenty of drainage holes on the bottom of the pot is also absolutely crucial. In the early stages of growth, the dahlia tubers are extremely susceptible to rot. Also, if you are choosing a pot which you have used in the previous growing seasons, make sure your pot is clean. If there's any old soil and or compost and or fertilizer left, try to wash out the pot, keep it clean to prevent any bacteria from growing and or forming. Tip or secret number 3 is start potting your dahlias inside indoors. Dahlias cannot and will not tolerate any frost, you guys. Start your dahlia tubers inside indoors 3 to 4 weeks prior to your last anticipated frost date. So for those gardeners who live in cold climates or cooler climates, you must wait until any chance of frost has passed before planting your tubers outside. So another awesome thing about starting your tubers inside indoors first in pots is number 1, you're protecting them from potential frost, and also you're kind of giving them the chance to grow quicker so you can see those beautiful flowers bloom sooner for you. Secret or tip number 4, watch your watering. So initially when you plant your dahlia tubers, they do not want to be soaked, and in fact they prefer as little watering as possible. Once your dahlia tubers sprout and start to grow, they do like enough moisture. So make sure you check your soil and water accordingly. But in fact, you can leave your soil to become fully dry prior to watering your dahlias again. They're going to be absolutely fine. So tip or secret number 5, staking. So while the compact dahlia varieties are or should be just fine, so the medium to larger dahlia varieties will require you to use stakes to give them the support that they need while growing. So if you chose one of the medium or the larger dahlia varieties, you need to consider staking it to aid the dahlia plant's growth. This helps the plant grow upright without falling over and prevents stalks from snapping in either the wind and or the rain. So if you are growing your dahlias in a pot, consider placing the stake into the pot before your dahlia starts to grow in order to prevent disturbing its roots. Also, when choosing the right height of your stake, make sure you choose a stake that will be as high as the plant's maximum growing size. Secret or tip number 6, choosing the right fertilizer. So some of the dahlia varieties are indeed heavy feeders. So when they're just starting to grow, they get all of their nutrients from their tuber. So that is the tuber's job. It's like the feeding organ, the feeding mechanism to your dahlia plant. But once you see growth and you see leaves develop, you might consider starting to regularly fertilize your dahlia flower. So when choosing the fertilizer for your dahlia plant, try not to choose a fertilizer that will be very high in nitrogen. Why? Because nitrogen will facilitate lots of green leaf growth and not enough flower growth. So the goal is to choose a fertilizer which will be high in phosphorus and in potassium. Why? It will help your plant develop larger, bigger flower blooms and also aid in better root growth. Tip or secret number 7, pinching your dahlia plant. So while pinching is not essential, pinching at the right time will make your dahlia plant bushier. Yes, it will make it bushier, stronger, and will help it produce more flowers. So how do you pinch a dahlia plant? So when your plant has 4 sets of leaves, you locate its highest peak and you use scissors to cut that sprout, the highest sprout, off. Try not to pull on it as you could damage the rest of your plant. So by pinching your dahlia plant, what you're essentially doing is you're encouraging your dahlia plant to produce more stalks laterally. On the other hand, if you want to see these beautiful flowers start to bloom faster, skip the pinching process. If you do decide to pinch, you potentially delaying the flowering process by 1 to 2 weeks. But if you do pinch, you will have more flowers as a result. So secret or tip number 8, last but definitely not least, is deadheading your dahlia plant. So if you want as many flowers as possible, deadheading is the way to go. What does deadheading mean? You basically go to your plant, and if you see any flowers or blooms which are spent and are definitely done blooming, you simply either pinch them off or cut them off. The more you deadhead your dahlia plant, the more blooms and flowers you are bound to see. Here is my Pancho. Pancho Willie, what are you doing? Helping me plant some dahlias, man? Huh? What are you doing, bud? So today I'm going to be potting up 9 different dahlia varieties. Over here into my 1-gallon sized pot. So the varieties we're potting up today are Crazy Love, the Vancouver, the Pinelands Princess, the Kelvin Floodlight, the Fringed Star and Star Elite, the Creme de Cassis, the Duet, the Mystery Day and White Perfection, and the Arabian Night varieties. So I am actually going to pot my dahlia tubers today. Again, I have 29 tubers in total, and I will be planting them in a 1-gallon size container with plenty of drainage holes on the bottom. Also, as you are planting your tubers, if you are planting various variety of dahlias, which is what most of us gardeners do not forget your label, guys. Make sure you have labels and your marker on hand. So as you are planting, you are labeling, because again, when your tubers start to come up, they will look exactly the same. So I'm going to start by potting the Fringed Star and Star Elite variety first. You could see here that these will get pretty tall. They could get up to 4 feet in height. I have my 4 labels ready, as this pack came with 4 tubers. I have my 4 1-gallon size pots over here, and of course my organic potting mix soil. So again, guys, remember, when you're planting your dahlia tubers, initially, before the tubers sprout, they prefer as little moisture as possible. So if your soil has been kept in a shed or in a garage or even outside, and you had recent snow, rain, or even freeze, check your soil first. Maybe it has just enough moisture in it from that rain or that snow, so you don't even need to add any water. Do not over water your soil when starting your dahlia tubers. So here you go, guys. I already pre-filled my first 1-gallon size pot with about 1/3 of my organic potting soil. So of course, as I said, I felt the soil for moisture, and I could tell you that it is not bone dry. So I will not be adding any additional water to my potting mix. Then I took my first tuber and I'm going to place it like so. I'm going to try to position it as much in the center as possible with the eye or the sprout or the bud, this guy over here, of course, facing upwards, since this is exactly what is going to grow and become our future dahlia plant. So now that your tuber is in the center of your pot, what you want to do is you want to cover your tuber with a very light layer of soil. And then after you finish lightly covering your tuber, what you want to do is you want to moisten it lightly. You want to mist spray your soil until it is a bit damp. Do not overwater. And I will tell you why I do not fill my pot all the way to the top with soil. Because extra soil can potentially hold moisture. And again, if you add too much moisture to your dahlia tuber, you can cause your dahlia tuber to start rotting. So there you go, guys. One of my dahlia tubers is now planted. And guys, as your plant begins to sprout, continue to fill the pot with more soil gently around the stalk. This process, this planting method will allow your plant to establish deep roots, which will anchor into the soil. So here, guys, I'm gonna do one more with you, just very briefly and quickly, not to waste your time. So again, I took my second 1-gallon pot, pre-filled it about 1/3 with my organic potting mix. Again, if you feel that your soil is very dry, then by all means moisten it. By moisten it just a little bit, a tad. I took my second tuber. So again, your first goal is to look for the sprout, the eye, which is right over here, guys. So ideally, you want to position your tuber as close to the center as possible, with the eye, of course, facing up into the sky, because that is where your plant is going to start growing from. And once you have positioned your tuber what you want to do is you want to sprinkle a light layer of mix on top of your tuber, like so. Again, we are not filling up the whole pot, guys, not just yet. So once you're done putting that thin little layer, again, be careful with this sprout. Try not to damage it or break it off. You want to take a spray bottle or a mister and just lightly dampen the top of your soil. Then I'm going to take my label. I'm going to place it into the pot, and there you go. Second pot is all done. So there you go, guys. So I am all done planting 4 of the Fringed Star and Star Elite Dahlia Variety tubers. I have my 4 pots planted and very clearly labeled. So I do have 29 tubers in total to pot. And as you saw earlier, there are 29 tubers, but they're all different varieties. So some variety came with 3 tubers, some variety came with 4 tubers. So essentially, regardless of the variety, the process, which I just showed you, is absolutely the same. So I'm going to get going over here and finish potting up the rest. So this is it for this video, you guys. Thanks for joining me here today in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. Thank you for watching my video and for allowing me to tell you all about the 8 secrets of potting up your dahlia tubers, and for allowing me to show you how I start growing my dahlias inside in these 1-gallon sized pots. So again, if you guys like this video, enjoyed watching this video, click thumbs up, show me your support, leave your comments below, tell me what dahlia varieties you like to grow, when do you start them, how do you prefer to start your dahlia tubers, and of course, no need to be shy here, guys. If you haven't yet done so, please go below this video and click the subscribe button. And also, you want to make sure you click that bell icon so you will always get notifications when I upload new gardening videos on my channel. And again, I hope everyone is healthy, happy, and well. And thank you for watching my channel, and I'll see you guys in the new upcoming videos. Bye.